What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report. Wakanda on Wakanda violence. Final score 20 to 15 or 20 to 13 for Wakanda. I'll let you go view the video and see which Wakanda we're referring to here. But basically, it was Killmonger Usurper against King T'Challa.
Yes.
And it was actually a victory for King T'Challa, even though I only have two people left on the board here.
Yep.
M'Baku woke up at the end of the game and finally did stuff. After 4 rounds of just doing nothing.
Well, he did some good defense rolls in the early part.
He did some okay defense rolls. Both Storm and M'Baku woke up late in the game, just like, yep.
No. Storm was shooting early in the game.
Yeah, she made 2 attacks and both of them just like went hog. I'm here, boss. So yeah, I think what's really interesting about this game is I don't want to say the dice rolls screwed you, but I think they slowed your momentum very early on.
Well, especially with Black Panther in the middle, the plan was get in there, do 1 or 2 points of damage. Next turn, cash in my thing, get a big attack off the herb and the vibranium, and I didn't do any damage on round 2 at all.
Like your dice just flubbed.
Yeah, and so Black Panther just kind of stood there with no power going, what do you want me to do? Like, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, because importantly, with the one shot we were playing, you were also losing 1 power in the power phase.
Yes.
Because of the canister.
And my original plan was to have Claw fly over here, grab a second canister, go over here and have 2 turns of crazy beam attacks, but didn't matter because I really couldn't afford that at that point.
Yeah, no, that was you got really slowed down in the early rounds there because I'm looking at the score, I'm looking at the board, and honestly, if you had even just one more round that your dice were kind of cooperating a little bit more, like your game plan was coalescing. I saw what you were trying to do here, and I mean let's look at my board for a second. You know, Bucky is off; he didn't make a single attack. Shuri's gone. King T is done, right?
Yep.
Like, attrition-wise, you took out most of my team. Not only that, but both M'Baku and Storm are very close to being taken down themselves. And if it wasn't for the fact that M'Baku just went absolutely hog wild at the end there, the fact that I did pretty much the exact role I needed to take down M'Baku or Killmonger, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, oh no. All right, roll some dice. Look over at the 2 damage on Killmonger. Oh no, I have to stop 3 of these.
Yeah, because I think what was it, 6 successes I rolled or something like that.
Yes. I stopped 1 of them, and that was not enough.
Which was crazy for an 8-die attack.
Yeah.
Just that amount of successes there. And like, because here's the thing: if Killmonger had been left alive, I think you had a very real path to taking out Storm.
Yeah.
Because what you could have done is. How do we discuss it here?
I
think it was like
pounce
down to there, take this point.
Put that bounce or do a long move or do my move over into Storm. Give her an attack with vibranium weapons, 6 dice with a pierce.
And if you'd survived that attack, you would have been able to actually do more than the vibranium weapons.
Yeah.
So I had to gamble here. Like theoretically, I probably could have just walked away with M'Baku and probably been a much safer. But that's not fun.
Well, and this also sealed the deal. There was no advantages after this for me to have a win on that, right? So
yeah, taking like removing Killmonger's activation just really, as you said, sealed the deal there.
Yeah.
But honestly, like even though the final score was very wild, like you tightened the game up. That was the score going into round 5.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, really. And the fact that we left a legacy just unclaimed here for so long as well, right?
Yeah, it was one of those like who's gonna move in for that? Because whoever does is gonna be in trouble. So.
Well, I mean, you had Panther sitting on for a while. I had Panther sitting on for. Neither of us really did much with it until round 3, I think.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Black Panther's? Yeah.
I like him. I like him. I think his leadership is interesting. I did get it off a few times here, which I really like.
Yep.
Now, I think one of the things to keep in mind with this particular instance is we build boards that are a little bit more lived in, a little bit more interesting. Competitively, boards tend to be a little bit more Spartan.
Yes. Yeah.
So until the competitive crowd starts building boards like this, I think OG Panthers leadership is always going to be better.
I will say though that King T has another power, another leadership that's kind of not spoken of, and that is whenever an ally takes a damage, he gets power.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that's obnoxious.
That was exceptionally good, and all I could think the whole time was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was friggin' obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like I was playing it, and I'm looking at this is obnoxious.
Well, I kept looking over at like, all right, so I have to surrender someone to the sacrifice to King T'Challa. All right, this guy.
So
Yep.
so the question becomes like, do you go into him early and try and take him down, or do you
Yeah.
just feed him power all game? And yeah, like he always had the power to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No.
And I mean, on that one activation where it's like, yep, Wrath of the Jabari, I didn't even need to bound for extra dice. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna be throwing 8 dice, 10 dice attacks. He is super good, but his lack of true defensive kit that OG Panther has
Yeah.
does mean that you can focus him down, and that's probably his balancing factor right there.
Yeah. Although he has a much larger well of hit points, like that is.
14 to Panther's 12, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so and Panther also has better defensive tech, so he
Yeah.
stays in the fight longer.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And well, I mean, as long as you're rolling your
Dice. Yeah.
your dice, getting
Get
your
some
blanks
blanks.
and all that
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, it broke my heart when you rolled like the one success and the 3 hits.
Oh, you and me both, friend. You
Because
and me both.
I think Panther would have survived if he had rolled even one blank.
Yep.
'Cause,
Yep.
yeah, that broke my heart a little bit, and that goes back to what we were saying about the dice early in the game here. That there was a couple rolls that really put you on the back foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Um,
So yeah, I definitely feel like uh, getting extra dice when you have bad dice rolls not necessarily a combo.
you So we kind of divvied up what we had available for Wakanda here. I'm looking at this. I'm wondering if you had access to a Shuri, if that would have been better for you.
So Shuri helps with like defensive tech and stuff like that,
Oh, she doesn't
and
reroll attack, does she? I can't remember. Um, no, it's attacking. It's
oh,
attacking as
it's
well.
attacking as well.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
all right.
attacking and defending. So, and
Yeah,
that, yeah, having a little dice fixing, I think actually would have gone a long way for you
yeah.
in this particular matchup.
I'm also gonna say that Venom, while I think he does work well with Killmonger's leadership, he was very very poorly matched up against three energy attackers. Yeah,
So I'm gonna admit I forgot that Vibranium Spear was an energy attack.
fair.
I thought it was a physical, and like even going into the game, I forgot it was an energy. So pairing him up was actually just potato luck
Yep, yep.
on my part.
Well, the worst thing is I was like, oh, I'll draw them in and then claw can take on all those guys, and I'm like, oh no, 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 he's going to pull Venom in. Sure, he's going to push him out. He's going to pull him back in. I'm like, oh, oh, this is ridiculous.
And I guess that's the other part of the equation here. That last attack I did into Venom, which did just enough damage, right? Because
Yeah.
if I had failed to do that one extra point of damage,
Yep.
you would have clapped back. You would have healed up a bunch of health probably,
Yeah, that was the hope,
and
but
Panther would have been in a much worse position.
yeah.
So yeah. Was there a reason no lethal protector?
Uh, you ran out of cards. As a three-card tactics card selection, it's really hard to choose, and I really wanted to use Kelowna's Glory, which is a 7 dice attack that whenever I deal damage, I get to give power to other characters.
Neither of us got to use our special card
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this game.
So it's very sad.
Yeah. Because I do like the idea of Venom in this particular list. The dice really did not help him at all,
Not at all.
which was really unfortunate. Because I think if the dice went slightly different against Venom, again, different story.
Well, and he's only got the 2 defense dice, so like it is usually based on how's the attacker's dice going, and that's why he doesn't see a lot of competitive play. He used to see a lot more play back in the day, but now there's a lot more energy attackers, right?
Well, it's not just that there's more energy; it's just that like Guardians are friggin' everywhere.
They
right?
sure are. They sure
Guardians,
are.
CGR, Malekith for a long time. Like
Yeah.
just the amount of energy attacks that just dummy Venom the way
Yeah.
they do.
No chance to stop anything, anyways. So
maybe we'll get a new Venom someday.
hopefully,
that'd be nice.
hopefully, he's a famous guy, right?
We'll get Venom Lethal Protector.
It's on the card. It has to be.
Give him a bodyguard in the clapback,
Oh,
so he no longer has to use Lethal Protector as a bodyguard.
yeah, that would be so good.
That'd be nice. But yeah, so it's interesting. What do you think about Killmonger's leadership?
So
Because we both had thoughts on
yeah,
this.
I think it's worse than the Guardian's leadership. I think 2 rerolls is probably better than 1 attack dice. It might be a little bit better if you have Shuri on your side, so you can actually manipulate those dice a bit better. Because without any manipulation, just having some we'll say soft dice that they bounce off of your opponents, it was very very unattractive, and it really felt like a bad idea to put any of them on your characters at the start. Now, I also like the fact that you can also be like, I'm going to take a damage and gain a power at the end of the phase, or at the end of the round to power up certain characters, because
Well, I mean,
that's how.
that's what you did with Claw with round 1, right?
Yeah, well, I was prepared to like bump Claw up to 5 power so I could get to my sweet beam, but he found someone to hit him and give him that power instead.
Yeah, I think there is something there with Killmonger's leadership, but I think you really have to build around it, first off.
Yeah.
And I want to see Killmonger's leadership with Bucky, with
Yep.
3-point Bucky,
That's fair.
because all of a sudden that's giving Bucky a range 5 dice assault rifle attack, which he's like makes it a lot easier for him to get that double tap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is really nice, especially if you pair it with like say hammers.
Yep.
So I really like that.
I'm gonna say that I do really like the combination of Pounce with his attacks, because they don't have to be really close range attacks if he's getting to
It's good movement.
do a little bounce into people, and yeah, he can also just clap back for 2 powers, kind of nice. So.
Oh, I forgot he has the clapback.
Yeah, it didn't come up. Don't worry.
No, it did not. That's okay. My Royal Rebuke really didn't come up a lot
That's
either.
fair. I think you got 1 damage in.
I think I got 1 damage in.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, as far as like Killmonger Usurper goes, I think as a character, I like him.
Yep.
I think as a leader, there's better leaderships.
I'm gonna try him again. There's a couple other configurations, but yeah.
He could be fun under M'Baku leadership.
Yes.
So I mean, there's something there. I think we have some interesting stuff. Last topic I want to chat about, because this is getting long here. The one shot.
Yeah.
The Vibranium Spill. How did you feel about it?
Well, so I kind of felt like the containers needing to go back in the truck was a cool idea, but the fact that they effectively poison you, except you can also be kind of did not feel great. I pretty much didn't do anything with Black Panther for the first half of the game because of the
you were
the
poisoned, you
canister
were
I picked
losing,
up.
and I just kind of ignored the canisters, right?
Yeah, like it was my dream was definitely go drop 2 canisters into the truck with Claw and then have like crazy beams, but I realized instead of attacking like 4 times, I was gonna add 2 dice to some beam attacks. That was
well for the whole round, right? Like
yeah.
Like here's the thing: it is a powerful effect.
Yeah.
But it all depends on getting the canisters in.
Yeah.
Now, one of my concerns with it is that it doesn't actually tell you where to put the canisters.
Yes.
It just says place the canisters on the board.
Yeah. So we randomly put them on the board, trying to make sure that they weren't like easy to grab from the starting line and also easy to just dump into the truck. But yeah.
I would have liked a little bit more ruling on where they go.
Yes.
And because they're not assets, I don't know if you drop them or not. I don't think you do.
Yeah, we were really wondering about that, but
So,
not sure.
It's weird. I love the idea of the one shots. I don't know how much I like this particular one.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's another one shot that we're gonna try on at some point, see how that goes. But yeah, so there we go. And maybe once we get both the one shots, I might give like a proper review on those particular ones.
I want to talk about one more thing.
Yep.
That's the new terrain. What do you think?
I love it. I actually really like the terrain. Now I will say something. This is everyone in my LGS has heard this rant many times. This is a wonderful terrain pack. There's one friggin' tree. Seriously, give me 2 less of these things. Give me another tree.
That's fair.
Upsets me so much. The other thing that I think is kind of weird is that there is a dearth of, or an absence rather, of size 2 terrain.
Yes.
These small panthers are size 2. Yep. Otherwise, these are 3. These are 1, 3. Oddly enough, this is 4
because it's a heavy obsidian statue.
And then this is 4, which I don't understand because Tesla trucks just kind of blow up, right? They're like the modern day Ford Pinto.
This is not made in California. This is made in Wakanda. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, good. So we have a Wakandan Elon Musk.
No.
So some rich Wakandan came in, bought the rights to the Wakandan Tesla truck. He probably has a vibranium mine somewhere in the family that his father owned.
I am gonna say that I really do like the Panther statue being a size 4, even though it doesn't have like the normal size 4 footprint.
Well, don't get me wrong, I like it.
Yeah,
I like getting another size 4 piece of terrain in the game.
Yeah, Magneto's gonna like it too. So.
Magneto's gonna love it. Yeah. And you play Magneto with this one shot where this thing is indestructible.
Yeah, I was totally thinking like he could just keep throwing it and smashing it into people. I'm like, Huh.
Neither of us
Ridiculous.
brought something that could throw size 4 terrain.
No, first time in a long time.
First time in a long time.
Ah.
Which I think made for a more interesting game, but it would have been fun to just keep like tossing that around all day.
Yeah, totally.
That would have made for a very fast game.
Hulk Beach Ball Day.
Yeah, I'll bring Hulk, I'll bring Thor, I'll bring Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, I'll just run Asgard. There we go, and just everyone can throw it every turn.
Oh,
That's how we do.
crazy.
So, all right, I think we've said our piece on this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about the new Wakandans and the new Wakandan terrain, and we will see you next time. Happy wargaming.